Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.
Boom, let's talk about it. So check this out, right? I was just thinking of something, right? And, your trauma isn't the next person's trauma. And what I mean by that is that, sometimes in life, you go through some things that, it's traumatic for you, right? And what happens is it sets the tone for how you live your life, but not only how you live your life, but how you perceive life for others. I'm gonna give you an example, right? And this is a small, minute example. I'm definitely scared of frogs. Anybody that know me in real life know I am afraid of frogs, right? And it was just from when I was young, I was just scared of frogs, right? But my trauma dealing with frogs, my kids developed it, right? But they developed it simply because it was my trauma. So they might have seen a frog, and if I didn't trip about a frog when they was young or whatever, it would have never been nothing. It would have just been like, oh, there's a frog, whatever. But my trauma caused them to be deathly scared of frogs, right? Now, that's a small type of thing, right? For other people, you might have grew up in a situation to where your home life wasn't, up to par. You might be a product of divorce. You might be a product of, two parents that are together, but they're not together. They just occupy the same space in the house, right? And what happens is that was traumatic for you. So you tell yourself, when I grow up and I have kids, I have my own family, I am not going to be like that. I am not going to do it that way. But when you have unresolved trauma, you subconsciously put that on the very kids that you want to protect, right? And you start looking at everything from the perspective of your own self. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like a situation to where, let's just say one of your kids are doing something, right? And what they're doing in that moment reminds you of how you were in that moment. So what you generally do is you attack them. But you're coming from a good place, but you attack them because you're like, hey, don't do that because I was like that and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other, right? And what you have did is you have transferred your trauma onto that child. You might have had traumatic, relationships, right? And you get into your next relationship and you say, okay, that was a horrible, relationship. I know what I want now and this, that, and the other, right? But what you don't understand is that resolved trauma, you do bring into the next relationship. And then when that person says something that quote unquote reminds you of something that was said to you in the past, it triggers you. Now that person is paying for your trauma. And see, the key is first understanding that you're doing this. You see, me, I had issues and I found myself, displaying that in various different ways. One of my biggest things was when I feel disrespected, like, oh my goodness, it does something to me because for, people that knew me in real life, that knew me, back when I was young, when I had the jerry curl and I had the tail in the back or whatever. And, I had to know how to fight because people was going to say whatever, right? And I vowed I'm never going to be disrespected. So that's how I maneuver through life, right? You say something to me, I'm coming right back at you because of my traumatic experience. So now as I grow, back in the day, I probably ruined a lot of different situations because of my own traumatic experience. So now at the ripe old age of 44, not old, but I'm almost, I've learned to know myself. And that's part of the battle. You have to really look at yourself and take ownership of who you are. Not who you pretend to be, not who you want to be. You have to look at who you are currently. And you have to evaluate it. Me, I'm a work in progress. But now when I'm disrespected, I take a beat and then I talk to myself and I'm like, am I really mad at what this person has said about me? Or is it triggering something that I have went through in my past? See, another thing that I had a problem with was if you not with me, because I know I'm a ride for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to go to war for you. And if I feel like you're not going to go to war for me, it does something to me, but it's because of, you know what I'm saying, past situations, right? So anytime a person lets me down, anytime a person makes me feel some sort of way, I sit back and I really just be like, okay, wait a minute. Is it really about them? Or have they danced on something that I have not addressed? I say all of that to say this, right? Is that when I go to sleep at night, I used to be the type of person that needed background noise because I didn't want to be within my thoughts. But now I don't need no background noise. You know what I'm saying? I like my thoughts because I like what I'm saying to myself. I love the person that I'm becoming. Now, during the course of me getting to the best version of myself, I'm going to have pitfalls. You know what I'm saying? And this is the crazy thing about life. I get on here and I talk about myself. I talk about my shortcomings, right? But then I tell you how I, you know what I'm saying, made it over. But there is some people out there that will weaponize you becoming the best version of you. You see, if I got on here one day and I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, I'm down, there would be a segment of people that be like, oh, I thought you was the one talking about faith. Oh, I thought you was the one, you know what I'm saying? And it's human nature, I get it. But a lot of times that stuff is going to come from the people around you. Like I said, your past trauma bleeds into your current situation if you're not mindful. I know that, you know, it still bothers me and I'm working on it. The people that I always say that's around me that proclaim to love me or whatever the case may be, right? But they don't support me. I can ask them, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? Can you share this? Or you have a audience over here that don't know me or whatever. Like, can you share, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know who knows you. And you know what I'm saying? It might lead to bigger stuff, right? And they won't do it. And then that takes me right back to those moments that I felt less than. So now I'm upset. I'm upset at them, but I'm also upset at the past thing that I went through. So what I'm saying is, if you find yourself disappointed, if you find yourself overbearing, take a moment and just really evaluate yourself because you mean well. You mean well, but everybody's not going to see things from your perspective. And a lot of times, because you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, stop the car accident before it happens, you end up causing another accident. It's all about perspective and it's all about knowing oneself. I'm a firm believer that everybody has a purpose. And I say this all the time. When you don't find that purpose, you are uncomfortable. When you don't find that purpose, you hate on everybody else. I was, you know what I'm saying, listening to something and they were talking about Floyd Mayweather and they were saying he's going bankrupt. And everybody was like, oh, see, I knew it, this, that, and the other. Oh, yeah, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And it kind of bothered me because I'm like, why are we cheering for someone losing? His bankrupt ain't our type of bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? He might be down to $200 million, right? It's a whole different plateau. But people will take their own insecurities, their own past trauma, and when they see somebody losing, they want to jump on that bandwagon and be like, yeah, look, this, that, and other. Meanwhile, you got $15.35, and that's going to hold you over to the next payday. But you're laughing at him because he said he's bankrupt. That's personal trauma. When you look at someone and you be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? That's your personal trauma. So anyways, man, this is 2 videos today. And when I make a video, you know that I'm dealing with something or I'm growing through something. And a lot of times I just got to get this stuff out, man, because it's going to help somebody else. Somebody else is going through it. And I got a lot of people behind the scenes that tell me, hey, man, listen, keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing because I really needed to hear it. Now, listen, only thing I need from y'all is share it because you don't know who knows who. Just share it. It don't even cost you. I ain't asking you for no money. Just share it. But anyways, man, y'all stay blessed.